We're about to see the domino drop that will completely decide the future of roster building in the NFL. For the past several years, there have only been three types of starting quarterback contracts. The young guys on cheap rookie contracts, the cheap guy that you sign as a bridge quarterback or a guy that you're just not very sure will work out, like Justin Fields, Daniel Jones, Malik Willis. And then those proven guys who've shown high level play in the past and get those record setting contracts. The interesting thing about this paradigm is that there is no upper middle class quarterback contract. You're either a bridge guy on a cheap deal, or if you've shown top 10 play at any point in your career for even a short amount of time, you get the insane record setting contract. And then because of that, we get guys like Kyler and Tua who got the top dollar contracts but just didn't deserve it. So that leads me to the man of the hour, Baker Mayfield. Baker has 1 year left on his deal, and extension talks are expected to start very soon. This leaves the Bucs in a really tough spot. I think Baker is going to come to the negotiating table and ask for that top of market contract, $60 million, beating Dak Prescott, or at least like $55 million to match the rest of these guys. We can't forget that at the midpoint of last season, Baker Mayfield was an MVP candidate, and he's going to remind the Bucs that. He's also going to point to the Daniel Jones contract and say, "I'm better than that guy." The problem is that, in my opinion, Baker Mayfield is the epitome of the quarterback who should be getting that upper middle class contract that just doesn't exist. I know the Daniel Jones deal is close, but I think of that as more of a short-term prove-it deal since it's only just 2 years. But even that, I think, was an overpay. Paying a fringe top 10 guy like Baker Mayfield the same amount of money that the Josh Allens of the NFL are making makes it really difficult to build a contending roster. This reminds me way too much of the Tua and Kyler situations. Now, I know Baker is light years better than both of these guys, but in the moment, both of those contracts kind of made sense. Tua was coming off an MVP caliber year in 2023, and Kyler had had a similarly phenomenal season in 2021. Now, I would say that even in the moment, we knew that these two guys weren't like top 5 quarterbacks, but I'd also say the same about Baker. On top of that, I think that Todd Bowles is probably on the hot seat. Do you really want to give a guy like Baker top of market money when your head coach could be out of the building in the next 10 months? Now, if the two sides can't work out a deal, we could see Baker play out the next year of his contract and hope for a bag next year in free agency, especially since these guys will be extension eligible in a year's time and could push the quarterback market even higher. If I had to put a value on Baker Mayfield, I would say probably about $40 million a year. I know it's unrealistically low, but I look at these guys making $55 million a year and I go, okay, Baker Mayfield plus maybe the Wan'Dale Robinson or Michael Pittman contracts from this free agency add up to about the average play of these guys. Now, I'm sure Baker Mayfield will get more than that because that's just how these things go. But whether he gets $60 million per year or $50 million per year will completely decide the future of the good but not elite quarterback contract and how teams can build around this upper middle class tier of quarterbacks.